in the real world, but so game week is upon us. We're excited, ready to go. So fire away wherever you guys are ready.
Just asking the guys about some of the changes that were made. You had the benefit of obviously being here, knowing how things went, but there were obviously some things that you probably saw could be addressed, could be changed. What are some of those that you've found most beneficial, that you found the most excitement around from the guys?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you always take note and make notes on what we could do better, and when you get that opportunity, obviously, you have the opportunity to make changes and hopefully improve on something that's been great, really successful over the years and stuff. The guys have been really excited, just changing terminology and cleaning things up from that standpoint, and hopefully making things easier and easier to understand and comprehend, and doing away with things that we necessarily didn't do a whole lot in the past, and just really just focusing on what our strengths is as a defense and what our guys can do. So just trying to streamline things and fit and mold it to what our personnel can do.
Coach, you were an analyst. You had to go ahead and get some game plans ready for Chip Long when he was at Notre Dame.
Definitely.
What is his offense? What did they try and do? It looks like they got some eye candy. They'll come at you tight end.
Yeah,
a little bit
definitely.
Of everything.
I think everything with him starts run game, RPO wise. He wants to be a physical offense and establish the run game, and then obviously take play action shots off of that. Uses tempo, a lot of pre-snap movements, shifts. So we got to do a great job of communicating and making things simple and adjustable out back, and really getting on the same page from that standpoint. But got a lot of respect for him. He's had some great offenses over the years, obviously being in the playoffs at Notre Dame, and it'll be a great challenge for us defensively. A lot of unknowns going in, a lot of transfers, first time coordinator at a new school. So a lot of variables from that standpoint, but gotta be on the same page and communicate defensively.
Speaking of unknowns, Coach, it was Yates a quarterback last year, obviously. Jeff Sims is a different type of quarterback. What have you seen on film from him?
Yeah, definitely. Just watching him in the spring game, I think he's definitely improved as a passer. Obviously, he's got a good skill set, good size. I think he's growing as a passer, good runner, and it'll be a great challenge for us. I think he can throw the ball down the field and obviously make plays and extend plays with his feet.
Is there anybody he reminds you of that you've kind of studied on film before or scouted out before?
To be honest, I mean, just my personality, I'm not a big comparison guy. I think he has his own strengths and stuff, and he presents problems and challenges in his own way.
In terms of his mobility, what is that? Do you have to sort of scheme around that differently than you would normally for somebody who's maybe more of a pocket passer, just in terms of the pass rush that you're trying to get and how aggressive you can be?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you obviously got to prepare and have great eyes and great discipline in the rush lanes for those guys that are apt to pull the ball down and extend plays with their feet. So a good challenge up front, good challenge for my linebackers as well. Just playing discipline, playing with good eyes, playing with good technique, balancing up the rush lanes and that standpoint.
Wes, what is this moment as we get close to the first game like for you? Is it that much different than spring ball or a month ago or 3 months ago?
I mean, it's like Christmas Day, honestly. Like, I just feel like really excited and really thankful for this opportunity and moment. Prepared a long time for this opportunity and excited. Every day to me is an excitement and blessing to come to work at Clemson with the great young men and women in our program, from our staff and players. So I feel like every day is Christmas Day around here. I just am very thankful on my ride in every day, and just really excited for this opportunity.
How did you see during the year this year? How willing, or did you see how willing the guys were to accept that, hey, we won 10 games last year, but it wasn't what we set out to do, and then they dug in and got to work on improving themselves?
Yeah, definitely. It's been 100% buy-in since all the changes. Obviously, no transfers out one of only 4 programs in the Power 65 to do that. But all of our guys, staff included, have a chip on their shoulder. You know, we want to go out and right the ship this year and prove that maybe that 10-3 season was a one-off. You know, that we can get better in a lot of areas, and so that's been great motivation every day. And you know, just improving the little things, becoming a master of the basics. You know, that's kind of my mentality. I don't want to be a jack of all trades. I want to master the basics and get really good at stuff and stuff that you can hang your hat on. And so it's been a great challenge and motivation. Our guys have been 100% bought in.
Wes, how valuable is it for you, looking back last year, you had that game day experience against Iowa State in the bowl. Now moving forward to Georgia Tech, how valuable is that kind of game day preparation for you to be able to
Yeah, I mean, it was,
done that?
yeah, definitely. It was huge. I mean, most coordinators don't get that, first-time coordinators don't get that opportunity, you know, and I feel like it went as well as it could go. Obviously, Iowa State was a really good challenge for my first game, and just from a staff standpoint, we obviously rose to the occasion and found a way to win that game. But it's been a tremendous stepping stone, and you know, spring training was great. Training camp's been even better. So I feel like from a preparation standpoint and just staff chemistry and cohesion, we're all pulling in the same direction and everyone's on the same page.
How perfect of a storm is this for you? Because you didn't lose a ton of guys. You had, you know, guys come back, just, you know, that natural graduation. For you to come in and to be able to implement and take over how you want to and how you are best suited to, how perfect was this storm that kind of set up for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been unbelievable. You know, obviously having a lot of talent come back and those guys being bought into the process and what we want to do defensively. I mean, it really is the perfect storm. And can't be more excited to be able to put those guys in position to display their strengths, you know, and let them do what they do best, you know, through play calling. Where
are they in terms of where you want them to be?
Well, obviously, there's always something to coach and improve upon on every play. There's never any perfect play. There's always something that you could do better or improve upon. So I feel like we're at a good spot game 1. You know, obviously by game 15, I hope that we're upward trending every week. So that's all that you can ask, is to get better, 1% better every day. And
as a stats guy though, did you have that, like, all right, this benchmark of like where I want him to be, what I'm expecting, where we should be producing?
Yeah, I mean, you keep all the statistics from last year's scrimmages and previous years and that sort of thing, so those are always good benchmarks. But when you've been in this profession so long, you know what makes up a good defense and have the opportunity to go perform at a high level. So it's pretty easy to notice that.
I asked you this a couple weeks ago, my phone burned up. Now that you've had a chance to go through it, you'll leave the hotel, you'll ride the bus with your wife and little girls. The game plan's already in place. What is that like for Wes Goodwin? Tony used to put on the headphones and circle the field and listen to music, but what is that like for you? What gets you in game mode?
Yeah, I mean, just knowing that you're prepared, first and foremost. I fully trust my preparation, you know, my weekly schedule. You know, I'm 100% in total commitment from that standpoint. But once it gets to game mode, I just enjoy every Saturday, Sunday, whatever, Monday, whatever day that we get to tee it up. You know, just thankful for those opportunities. Those are special. You work 360 days for 15 opportunities. So just enjoying those moments and not getting caught up in all the stress and the outside noise, and just enjoying that opportunity with those seniors and those guys in the locker room, your coaching members that you've spent countless hours in a room with, you know, just enjoying that, you know, just soaking it all in. I usually go out, walk the field, come back, and then just kind of enjoying the moment in the locker room, just watching everybody go through you know, their steps are preparation. Some guys, like you said, Tony had his headphones on. You know, I'm just pretty chill. I am who I am. You know, all that stuff doesn't change me or affect me. And just, you know, I like to have fun. I always find humor in anything. So I'm just always trying to lighten the mood and keep it light and laid back. And I think that displays confidence as well. Once you know that you're prepared and guys believe and trust in you, that they're prepared as well.
Now, you're not out there telling jokes, are you?
Sometimes,
Maybe?
yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
Are they good, or are they dad jokes, or?
So, they're pretty good jokes, I would say. So, we'll leave it at that. I got 2 young daughters at home. So.
Coach, it was a crazy game last year. Y'all came up with a goal line stand. You've had so many of those over the years. Louisville game last year was another one. Aside from having great players, obviously, what do you think the secret of that success is?
Yeah, definitely. From a defensive standpoint, you don't control where the offense got the ball, but you control how you react and your mindset every time you take that field. So it doesn't matter if it's backed up at the 9-yard line or going at 1st and 9 at the 9. You know, our mindset is to go out there and get a stop. You know, unfortunately, sometimes you get put in bad situations, but it's how you react, and it's always a mindset. You know, just it doesn't matter where it is. It could be 1st and goal at the 2. Hey, our job is to stop the offense, force a turnover or a 3 and out or a field goal if it's in tight like that. So it's all about mindset in my view.
When you're in the red zone, the field's condensed the way it is. How does that change your mindset as a play caller?
Yeah, definitely. It's either turnover or 3 and out. You know, once it gets inside the 20 like that. So obviously you want to prevent points. You know, but first and foremost, don't let them run the football in the red zone, and then try to find a way to force a field goal. You know, and then a lot of times bad things happen for field goal teams, you know, missed opportunities and whatnot. So if we can force a field goal in that situation, that's a win.
You have an unusual start to the season. You have your first game, and it's on a Monday, and your next game's on a Saturday. How do you scheme for that? How do you get the plan in place, and how will that plan evolve as the season goes along?
Yeah, all of that planning has been taking place since the schedule came out in the spring. You know, we have a tentative game plan for our first few opponents, you know, starting out in the spring once they release the schedule. You know, we've known that it's going to be a short turnaround, so we've been prepared for this opportunity for a long time. So it's just pull the game plan off the shelf, knock the dust off, and go out and put it in place.
Wes, obviously your defensive line gets a lot of publicity for who they are and what they've done in the past, but is there anybody on this defense, any position, any player who people aren't aware of, who you think is going to, you know, shove themselves into the spotlight because of their play?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of guys that have that opportunity. You know, just looking at my linebacker group, all those guys, we lost 18, 19, 20 years worth of experience. So any number of those guys that I run out there at the linebacker position have that opportunity. Obviously, you know what we have coming back from a defensive line standpoint, losing 2 all-ACC performers at cornerback, you know, so all that group, those guys getting that opportunity to go out there and perform. So any number of those guys have the opportunity. And then safety, you know, those top couple guys, we know what we have in them, but I'm excited some of those younger guys that are coming along as well.
I was gonna say those 20 years of linebacker, that's all Skalski, right?
Yeah, what, Skalski 6 years, Spector 5 years, Jake 4, I think.
Yeah.
Kane Patterson was here for a long time. So just, you know, all those guys. But
as far as the linebackers, I think Coach Sweeney was saying it could be a WWE tag team type situation, but I mean, I think McGuire and Trotter right now are 4s as starter. No
yeah, for
linebacker.
sure.
So do you see it as being kind of a 50-50 split in a tag team, or do you want one guy to kind of emerge through the season?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they get the number of reps that they've earned throughout the week. You know, Dan Brooks always had the philosophy way back whenever I first got here, you know, everything counts. So he would wait right up until kickoff sometimes to name starters. And so everything counts during the week, how you perform on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you're late to a meeting, hey, that's a strike against you, you know. So just making everything count as we go into the week. And You know, we'll sort that out on Monday night, who runs out there first. But I feel really confident in that group. A lot of great leaders. Those guys have been really committed, had a great offseason, and just excited for them to get the opportunity to go out there on Monday night.
Wes, what's the most important thing Nick has brought since he got here in January?
Yeah, just a toughness mindset. Like, he believes in the same things as I do. Physicality, first and foremost. You know, if you can't be physical up front and win the line of scrimmage, you know, you're not going to be really good defensively. So just bringing the physicality. He's a big disciplinarian, so just being a stickler for the details. And then he's like me. He loves to have fun and joke around. Obviously, his humor, you know, he mixes well in our staff room. And obviously, 19 years in the NFL, he's picked up a trade secret here or there, you know, that's been beneficial as well. But just his physical mindset every day and his discipline, I think, has made tremendous improvements and resonates throughout our whole defense. You know, he's made me a better coach from some of the things that we do from a back seven rush standpoint. You know, just I feel like he's made our staff so much better.
Coach, I think Fred Davis was listed as a co-starter. How good of an August has he had to earn your trust?
Yeah, I mean, Fred's in a great standpoint. He had a tremendous training camp, so it's been great to get the Fred Davis that we envisioned whenever we recruited him, and so hopefully he's turning the corner, and I'm excited to see him get out there and the opportunity to perform. He's at a really good camp, and excited about him.
Any questions from Zoom for Coach Goodwin? All right.
Yeah, hey, Coach
go ahead.
Goodwin. Oh, all right, Anna, quick question. Obviously, we've seen a good amount of Farouk, but just from your vantage point as defensive coordinator, can you describe his skill set?
Yeah, I mean, he's really physical, heavy-handed, really strong at the point of attack, and just his length and athleticism in there is really, really special. He's had a tremendous offseason, completely changed his body. He shows up every day with the right mindset, brings a physicality and just a workman's attitude every day, and just attacks the day, and has a bright personality, always has a smile on his face, and just is completely bought into the concept of team and just, you know, what's best for Clemson football and our defense, and I'm excited to see him run out there on Monday night as well.
All right, we'll bring